Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, 1 a.m. UK time, I banned the global use of the all powers of attorney. And the reason why I did this is to safeguard the planet for the next coming era, which is known as the Corona period. The voter frauds that you are hearing about, the stealing of the votes, has to do with when you take out a mortgage, a loan, credit card, student loan, or even a cell phone. You've actually signed an all powers of attorney. And all powers of attorney allows anybody within the Bar Association, within the attorney circle, to cast your vote for a president or anybody else. I removed this because it is fraudulent conveyance of language, and I have done this globally. Therefore, the power of attorney, albeit the all powers of attorney, through the various documents that human beings around the world have signed without knowing, are null and void. So when you hear of Biden, Joseph Biden, when you hear of him all of a sudden casting votes, and all of these votes are turning up all in vans, what is happening is that they are casting these votes on your behalf, because the power of attorney allows them, or did do so, to cast your vote on their behalf by a proxy, because that is what a mortgage or death pledge is, or any one of those documents that you have signed, including opening up a bank account. And that has now been disqualified. And you'll see the results of that on my website. Ladies and gentlemen, liars lie because they know the truth. Second subject, your governments around the world use what is known as private persons, and they move these private persons into a position known as privateers. Privateers means when the government has given a private person to go and do things that the government itself does not want to do, i.e. get their hands dirty or be seen creating warfare or violating contracts, violating human safety, violating human rights, and all manner of things, including the Geneva Convention. The Navy itself has been practicing this privateering, sanctioning privateers to go after and do dirty work. The Federal Reserve, for example, is a private bank commissioned into being privateers. As a result, the Federal Reserve Bank is now limited in what it can do, since it is chosen to behave and conduct itself in this fashion. The central banks all over the world are now under my control. I will decide when to shut them down on account of that they are in the private. And since they have decided to engage with governments to perform pirateering, and since the governments have been giving them what is known as marks and reprisals, that has now been disqualified. As in fact of this morning, 1 a.m. UK time. Companies, as well as people that are working in their private capacity, no longer have access to marks and reprisals. They no longer have access to become privateers. And what this means that the debt collecting agencies, including the courts, cannot call you in because they have no all powers of attorney. Another private group of individuals known as the IRS, IRS, Inland Revenue Services, is also a private group. That private group has no contract with anybody because they cannot give you a correct name or a correct language performance. Their ability to become or perform any marks and reprisals also been taken away from them. The ability for governments and navies, including the IRS and all of those private corporations out there, cannot use mercenaries, including the government itself. The US government sanctioned another pirate family known as George Bush, the George Bush family, acting as privateers. Their ability to perform that is now null and void. Let me make it very clear, this entire planet is now being safeguarded because all powers of attorney is null and void. If I have not made it very clear, all powers of attorney were casting votes on your behalf, and these things were taking place for hundreds of years. You wasn't aware of it, and I am now making this aware to the rest of the world. Share this video to the millions of people that is out there. Full stop. I will now go on to the next subject. The question of vaccines. A vaccine is a pharmaceutical product. As a pharmaceutical product, it is a calibrated poison. So much so that it is calibrated to hurt so many people on this planet. You will see this under the vaccine compensation scheme. In order for the vaccines to take hold in any particular country, including the UK, Britain, England, United Kingdom, Russia, or wherever, they require the permission of what is known as a chieftain, and the details of which you will see on my website. The chieftains, ladies and gentlemen, are the ones that are authorizing and allowing these toxins to come into your country and be injected into your cells, including your offspring. Since they no longer have the powers of attorney, including the World Health Organization or any groups like, for example, the Bill Gates Foundation, who know that the vaccines are so toxic that they cannot be given to the general public in the Western Hemisphere, so to speak. But because of the chieftains' mischief, because of this feudal system that you live in, yes, you live in a feudal system, they are getting through. But as of now, that is null and void. There are no chieftains on this planet, ladies and gentlemen, because they have no contract with you. If you have not understood this, let me paraphrase this very clearly. You are familiar with the story of the king has no clothes. One little boy decided to stand up and tell the king that he is naked, which means he has no contract with anybody. Once he has blown the whistle on it, everybody else has. So as a result, please share this video because it is going to change the entire face of this planet and how it conducts itself. I will now revisit again the Federal Reserve Bank or the central bank. What is the central bank? It is a private organization which has been sanctioned by your own very own government. And your government now pretends, that they are powerless to do anything. They got their permission from the government, and the government gave them what is known as marks. If you are wondering what is a mark and reprisal, well, when you hear this word, you're a marked woman or a marked man, this is what they're talking about. They are talking about taking contracts out on people. Full stop. Because of the FEMA camps that are already built, and because they just need to be opened, and because we have so much evidence now that these federal employees who don't have a contract cannot hide behind foreign immunity, or that they are illiterate and innumerate, or plead in some sort of incompetence or mental illness, cannot do such a thing because it is an engineered fraud. So as a result, I authorized the opening of the FEMA camps for these people to be taken out of the public and into these camps. These camps, ladies and gentlemen, were built for federal workers. They are federal camps. They are not prisons, but they are camps. What it is that is being said to you is that these people that have perpetrated this level of fraud upon the American people, upon the people of Britain, United Kingdom, England, France, Spain, and the rest of the world, are now answerable. And these prison camps, these federal camps were built for these very people, because their conduct is now deemed hazardous. And as a hazardous person, as a hazardous human being, man or woman, practicing all manner of hazardous conduct and behavior is a public danger. They are a danger to the public and need to be isolated. These things that I have said will open up this brand new era for you to walk into debt-free, mortgage-free, and without any of these contracts that are looming over you. This also allows you to also become a banker, hence the world of the cryptocurrency, of which I will be teaching the mechanisms of this Sunday. For more information, do visit the website. I want to make it very clear for the third time, I should say, that the all powers of attorney are taken away. That the opening of the FEMA camps is now ready to take in these people that are hazardous to the general public. The people that calibrate toxins and try to inject it into you have also walked themselves into proving that they are hazardous. Just like those people making broadcast, like, for example, Biden, who is an attorney. Well, he is a public hazard and is contaminating the airways. As I have said, ladies and gentlemen, the use of the privateers and the mark and the reprisals are null and void, and no government will ever use it again. Thank you very much for listening to me, ladies and gentlemen.